Hey everybody, welcome back to day 5 of our Storm Survival series with Gregory Winston. He's doing good. We've got some loot. We're doing all right. We're going to keep on trucking and see how he does. Hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching. All right, guys, welcome back. This is day 5. I'm going to go ahead and actually do what I did for episode 4, and I am kind of talking over our pre-recorded episode right here. I kind of liked it. It helped me kind of concentrate a little bit more while I was playing, and now we can go back and kind of look through everything that we were doing and kind of just talk about it, and it allows me to concentrate a little more, one on the game, and then we'll come back through and then now on just talking about everything. So I kind of like that. And as you can see, unlike episode 4, we checked the corners when we came out of the building. No surprises there. Now, when we did come through the previous night, there weren't any Zeds really for us to worry about here. But again, those nighttime migrations, so you never want to just assume, right? Which I have a bad habit of doing, assuming that there's nothing there. And so I made a mental note on the previous night as we were going to sleep that, yeah, we needed to check this shed. Right, I mean, there's a lot of goodies in here, hopefully. And you can see right there, what we did see is the baseball helmet. To this point, we were just wearing the booting cover, which I absolutely love. The booting cover looks great, keeps the water off your face, but the helmet obviously is a far better option because of the defense bonuses that it adds. There really wasn't anything else in here. There was a generator there on the floor, but since we are operating more as nomad more than anything, there's really no reason for us to worry about having that. Not to mention, you gotta find the generator book too, even if you intended to use it. So there's really no reason for us to take up a bunch of space. We've got plenty of goodies in the car. We've got plenty of gas. There's really no reason for us to worry about something like that right now. So at this point, I was trying to remember exactly the route that I was intending to go. And we did talk about heading towards West Point. Now, I believe that the population amount, zombie population amount for this playthrough, it's got to be more than normal. So obviously it's a risk, but we obviously want to check it out because never know. You might find a free way into West Point, and who knows. But and we talked about it on the last episode. The vehicle, we got a little damage there on the front. The windshield's messed up, but we also have that tire that's really not in great condition. So we're gonna make a note when we can to stop for whatever the vehicles that we find. We need a jack, we need the lug wrench, we need another tire. Of course, the tire is something we can scavenge off of a vehicle, but the tools, of course, we need. And see, there's the migration right there. So that's one reason why you never want to assume that wherever you left off on the previous night is safe. There are some houses here, but given the size of that horde, and of course they obviously heard and saw the car, really no reason to stop. I mean, we've got plenty of loot, really, so why risk it? So just keep on driving. Make sure we check the map. We don't want to overshoot where we're heading towards. So I knew that near West Point, there's a small little cul-de-sac that's got a few big houses, and it is out of the way, so it's kind of a good spot to stop and check the houses out, without worrying too much about the risk to it. And it's kind of a nice jumping off point to try to work into West Point. Here we figured, there's a little extra space, no reason to not stop. There's no horde immediately nearby, but of course we are gonna do that fancy little 3-point turn there, make sure that our car is facing outward. Quick escape. Don't want to jam the gas and go flying into the tool shed right down there. Being extra cautious these days, so checking every window that we can just to make sure that we're not walking in on. Ever since we got that laceration on the previous day from not paying enough attention, right? Pay a little more attention here. Now the issue that I'm running into, and you'll notice that I keep looking behind me and further out. Like we just came through there. There wasn't a lot there. The rain is making a phenomenal amount of noise. It's hard to hear anything that's not directly behind you or directly in front of you. So yeah, definitely being a lot more cautious. There we go. Nice. Actually, there's a lot of food and thirst from that. Great. You'll notice there too. There's a lot of books that we've come across that we're bypassing because, frankly, like fishing level 3, I almost never fish as it is. Not to mention getting up to level 5 and 6, needing a level 3 book. It's unlikely. It takes up a lot of space. What space we do have in the car, why waste it on books that we honestly would never need? If it was like a decent level 1 for something that could benefit us, you know, like a level 1 electrician or something like that, then yeah, absolutely. Grab this dust mask. I don't know that it really does anything. I mean, it's got some insulation on it, but in my head, we're just talking about my self-built lore. Of course, you don't want, you know, smack the zombie, get that blood spray in your mouth. That sounds like a bad idea. So I do. I grab the dust mask, even if it's really not necessary. I just grab it anyways. Hey, let's wear it. It feels like something that I would potentially do in real life. Now here, so we bypassed the 2 cars earlier. There's a couple zombies on them, but it's like, why stop for a couple of bashed up cars? But given that we just found the key there, like, okay, why not go check? We have the key. Let's just use it. Yeah, we could break all the windows and get in there and blah, blah, blah. And just seemed like a lot of work, but I don't know. The key was almost like beckoning us. Like, here's the key. Why don't you go check it? So we're gonna slowly creep back there and check. You can see we have the one zombie down there. Below us, walking away, far away from the other group, but this is again part of that caution. Why not go down, take this one out, right, instead of hoping that it doesn't see you when you're dealing with the other ones. Might as well. Taking a single one out by itself, not really a terrible idea whatsoever. You can see we do have a wind chill that's been, I mean, especially with the storm, you know, it's knocking down like 10, 15 degrees off that 43. But fortunately, we do have a lot of layers on, so the temperature is really not a problem. Really, more than anything, is worrying about being wet. But take these 2 guys out here, real easy. Crowbar, honestly, has just been, it's been doing good work for us, and good condition levels on it. So yeah, you know, I normally been one to use one-handed weapons, but you know, we decided to go with that this time around, so it's been pretty favorable for us. I've been enjoying using it. There we go again, and again, we needed the log wrench, so it's actually a good thing that we came back for that. That checks 1 of 2 items off. Fortunately, no jack, but yeah, so that was worth it. The risk was easier. The zombies had kind of drifted apart. We had the key. Why not? The game gave us an easy situation right there to deal with. So running on back here, you know, should we put the stuff in? No reason to carry the lug wrench on us, right? I think at some point I will need to probably take a better look at how we've organized everything, because the trunk is kind of messy. But there was actually a moment right there. I was like, I did mention putting the tools back in our backpacks, and we always have them available no matter what. Right here, we're going to check the head wound. Unfortunately, there's still the laceration, but as you can see, there's no pain associated with it. There's no other negative boodles. So at this point, it feels like we avoided an infection from the zombie that hit us yesterday. I would say it's probably not given, because it could be up to, I think it's like the standard is like 0 to 3 days or something for the infection to set in. So there's no guarantee to it. But the lack of any additional health issues is a decent sign. This was another like situation where, okay, it seems quiet. Let's go check out these other houses. We're already here. Again, backing up, make sure we have a quick way out. Plus, there's an opportunity to check those two vehicles, so why not, right? It actually turned out, what I'm trying to remember here is really this whole area was pretty empty. Farmlands are good for that. I mean, you did see it. There are potential for some of these hordes, but you know, unlike going into like a West Point neighborhood or something, or Muldraw or whatever, certainly pulling off on these random houses is usually not a bad idea. You're probably going to find, especially because this is earlier. I mean, this isn't like 6 months later, right? This isn't like super low loot, so you're gonna find food and stuff. And here, it actually worked. We found another car battery, so that's actually our second standard battery, and we have a sport battery that are both that we're just storing in the car, which is great because I don't know how quickly the batteries drain. I really don't, but there's no reason. You find a battery with full charge, right? Might as well. It's worth like 5 weight points, but you know, throw it in the back seat, throw it in the trunk, whatever. Now, I don't know, and I could be wrong because I'm not overtly familiar with all the storm settings, and this scenario is new to us, but it really felt like a slog. And you can kind of tell it looks slow, like running, right? And I don't know if that's because of the conditions, but it felt like I was running through mud. Well, there is mud on the ground, so maybe that's it. I don't know. But if that's the case, if I'm not imagining that, then that's an interesting little addition to what we have to deal with in this scenario. Obviously, if we're getting chased or something. By the way, right there, you'll hear the audio just kick back in on the storm. I did not realize that I had the game audio muted on my OBS for like 10 minutes. I apologize. I just got back from work and was basically like jumping on as quick as I could because I wanted to get some of this work done here. So I did not realize that was off. I do apologize. And now you can listen to what I had to listen to the whole time. Nothing but rain, rain, rain. And this is the bleach bottle little meta house event here. Poor guy drank that bleach, and there's more. He drank 2 bottles of bleach, actually. Okay. He didn't really leave us anything, though. It's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, you can see there were some fresh clothes and stuff, but everything that we had was essentially already in good shape, so we really didn't really do anything for us. Oh well. Grab a bit of that soap there in case we need to wash ourselves. It might be the apocalypse, but we are not dirty people. So Gregory will continue to wash himself as needed. Of course, you know, take some batteries and stuff out of it. Radio. These houses are pretty small, but really the main draw for me is the kitchen, right? You probably find a couple cans of food or whatever. If you find an extra tool or a weapon or something, great. If you find an extra bag, great. But you know, they're pretty small. There's not a lot of loot. I don't even know. It does have a small. Yeah, it does have a small closet right there. Some boxes. The guitars, but actually, yeah. So we did find the scarf. So yeah, found the scarf. Soap, and I believe we found a couple. Well, yeah, there you go. I mean, I gotta say, we've built up quite a collection of food right now in our car, which is it's great. I mean, that's like one of the in this game when you're sitting there staring at a pile of canned food, and it's like, okay, at least I'm not gonna starve to death. Like, in you know, the next week or so, at least we'll make it through there. Yeah, I think we ate some broccoli. Raw, right out of the refrigerator. There's a couple more houses on this block, and so you know, why not check them? We're already here, we're already wandering around. No reason not to take a peek. free loot, right? Might as well. There's a car there. Oh, I don't know. Potential for something useful. Who knows it? Oh, no, no, no. We don't want to do that. It looks like there's probably about 5 or 6. There might be more inside. It's just, why risk it, right? We've got so much stuff. We're not hurting for anything. Why risk it? Could we take them out with this crowbar and using the fences and all that? Absolutely. But you make one wrong move. There it is. That's the end of it. So, I decided, now let's just go back to the car. We already searched those vehicles. We got the battery. We got a scarf. We got some food out of it. And there you can see there's our nice little pile of food that continues to grow. And what's great too is, the canned food, yeah, takes up a bit of space, but there's so much space in that seat alone that we'll be able to pile up all kinds of goods. And we'll just drop the... Now, see, that's what I was talking about. Like, at some point, we'll need to reorganize the trunk and the seats because now we have a car battery here. We got a car battery or 2 in the trunk. It's just like, deep inside, it feels wrong to not have it all in the same space, right? We are having some issues, of course. That engine, even though it's like 85%, it does not want to turn off. It sputters a lot, which is unfortunate. So as I turn back out, this is the main road that we do want to go down. I kind of sat there and thought about, like, do I need to go off onto another? Let's just keep it going. But as you can see here, these zombies are really starting to thicken up, so to speak. We are headed towards West Point. We are headed towards larger neighborhoods. So it's really not a surprise. And if we really wanted to, maybe, I don't even know. There's a big group there. That one's got a big old bag, but without a more, not that the crowbar is not like a reliable weapon, but if you had like a katana or a pickaxe, you're like, oh, a dozen of these guys will come all right away. But considering how many are around, and as soon as you start fighting, part of that crowd, more might show up, and you can, there's just so many here. Again, risk, like I would love to have that guy's hiking bag, but the risk isn't worth it. We have so much on us. We're not hurting for anything. Here I was kind of looking at them, so trying to figure out like if I was going on the right direction or not. I knew that I needed to head like northwest, but there's a lot of side streets and stuff like that. So anyways, continue on going. Did not stop to check that car simply because of those groups that we saw that were wandering around. Again, why risk it? Now we're kind of further back away from them again, so feeling safe. Don't have to worry about the car bashing against anything. You need to protect that windshield that's at 9%. And here I said, oh, an ambulance with just a couple. This is absolutely worth the risk, right? Maybe you find some antibiotics, you find some other, maybe sutures or anything else that would be like really useful. And you can see I'm checking all around because the audio is making it extremely difficult for me to tell if something's behind me. So before engaging in these smaller groups, I'm making a point out of checking behind me. And go. And there's the ambulance key. Generally speaking, we should find a key whenever we kill the zombies in this meta. It's happened a couple times where I didn't, but generally speaking, being real careful. Don't want to go digging around in an ambulance and then have something bite me. And all these trees really make it a lot more difficult. It's between the trees and the rain. Now this was a good find, right? Alcohol wipes are great. We didn't have any other disinfectants, but the trauma bag is better than our backpack. Not by much. It only has like a 5% increase on weight reduction, and it does hold a little bit more. But that 5%, that little extra space, you're never going to turn that down. Grab the walkie-talkie in case we ever, I don't need that for something. I've literally never used one before. Like, I guess I've never survived long enough to care, but... yeah, right. And this is actually interesting to find. I know that keys can spawn in the glove box. That's probably the second time I've ever found a key in the glove box. And that car is beat to hell. So it's not like we're going to use it. But I grabbed it. I don't know. We got a key ring. Might as well grab the keys, right? Yeah, Oh yeah, I gotta continue on. It's something already didn't look right. I was like, I don't remember the curve in this road being where I wanted to go. So I kind of sat here thinking like, well, let's check the map. And then I realized that that turn with the ambulance is actually where I wanted to go anyways. So stopping there was fine. I just wasn't paying attention. So this is the road. This is what led us. You know, we wanted to go into that little cul-de-sac, and this is exactly where. This is the road that's taking us into it. Again, far away from anything else that would be populated here. So it's really, this is like such a great little rest stop without being too far away from the city. And what else is great, and now this is like, if you ever wanted to actually do some nice base building and stuff like that, this is a great house. I mean, look at, you got this nice big wrought iron fence. You just got to throw down a couple of your own walls there in the front, and you'd have yourself a nice little compound. But we're not doing that, right? We're nomads. We're just trucking through the rain here. Now these big houses, a little bit more difficult to determine what all's inside, simply because, you know, the small houses, you can see every corner from like 2 windows. This is a lot different. Zombie broke down. I was kind of worried he was going to fall out, but it didn't appear so. While he's doing that, might as well go around back and check. Get a better idea of what all we're dealing with. And you can see the visibility was so bad between the fog and the rain and everything like that. Kind of eerie though. It was kind of cool though, you know. It was pretty neat. So go ahead and let this one out. Now those little rooms right there, those laundry rooms, man, I really don't like them because it's 2 doors and it's super small, and you want to be especially careful walking. That was the first floor. Yeah, I broke out of the kitchen window there. So we know that there's at least one upstairs. He's the one that broke the window. We killed these 2. We didn't see anything else looking in, but we haven't really. And I honestly could have checked the other windows, but I knew that one was on the other side. And since I was ready for it, I was able to move a little smoother through there and not get like stuck trying to turn around in there. You can still hear one upstairs doing whatever it's doing, and this little guy in the bathroom here. And that's the other thing too with these houses, especially that have the interior rooms like that. You're not gonna know until you walk through the house. Fortunately, this guy was being loud, so we already knew he was in there. Now it is getting later in the day. We are already starting to get drowsy, so the concern being, how many more do we have to fight in the house? So of course we're pushing on the doors here to check and see if we start hearing anything. That, I have no idea where that one came from, but that's a good example of, you know, if we had really taken a second maybe to look through the other windows, we might have seen. I think that one might have come from outside, but from where, I don't know. Could have fallen out of the window, hard to say. But there you go. This was the guy that was breaking stuff up here and having problems. It's quiet otherwise, but it wouldn't hurt to, again, just check the doors. Nice little paint job we put there on the wall there. Real nice. We should go get the bleach from the guy that drank it all and between the walls. So it appears, right, everything's nice and calm now. However, we did leave the doors open in the back, so really what I should have done is, the first thing I should have done was go down and close the door. That was just basic. Don't leave the door open for the zombies to walk in. Turning off the TV and stuff like that. Nobody's gonna draw any more attention to ourselves, just in case a horde walks by in the middle of the night. Check all that. It was all good. Really nothing interesting up here, unfortunately. But so it kind of put off closing the downstairs off until we cleared up here. Given how quiet it was, we probably could have gone downstairs and done that to protect ourselves. And I started closing on the windows. Since there's still electricity, you have the lights on in the house, and there's no reason not to use the lights if they're there. But you know, again, just like the TV, you close the curtains and stuff like that, shut the light out, and make everything inside a little less visible. Of course, with this visibility outside, it may not matter. Nothing of interest. And I don't make a habit out of carrying curtains with me for when I do go into houses, so I don't know if that's really something. I guess it would be a smart thing to do. I've just never done it. I use whatever I got. You know, if there's already curtains proposed, if not, then so be it. Well, at least use a room for the night that has them. Yeah, get a little hungry, get a little drowsy. We're like super wet. I mean, you can see between the rain and the sweat, our mood was a little bit darker for that. All right, now we have checked everything. So now is like that time to go downstairs, make sure everything's shut, closed up. Now, the one problem here is the broken windows. It'll make it that much easier for a zombie just to show up night or whatever. But given that we have this huge wrought iron fence all the way around us and only one entryway into the property, probably not as big of a deal. It's not like they're pathfinding space like that. But it doesn't hurt to at least close the curtains and stuff like that, again, for visibility. It's not going to stop them from coming in, obviously, but what are you going to do? And, you know, see, and you can kind of hear it. It really sounds like sometimes the wind and the rain, it sounds like there's a low growling going on or something. Yeah, grab. Yep, there we go. Oh, some canned corn. Excellent. What was that? Chili. Oh, yeah. Just add it to the pile in the back seat of the car. It's excellent. And even more right there. That was a good reminder there, because I went over the wash tab and realized, like, oh, it's good clean everything up. Oh, yeah. A little chocolate. I actually made the decision here that we earned ourselves a piece of chocolate, so there you go. Hey, every once in a while, even in the apocalypse, you gotta reward yourself. Another soda to add. I mean, I can't believe how much soda we got stashed in the car. It's pretty awesome. A few more small rooms. We can check the closet here. Unfortunately, empty. And what I did, and you can see that I'm opening and closing all the doors that I'm checking. What I don't want is for, in the event that some zombies did wander in, you know, we don't want them wandering into another room. We want to keep the primary, like, area of the floor like that open. That way, as soon as we go down the stairs, really, we should be able to see most of the accessible space. So we're not getting ambushed in the morning, if that were to happen. Really not much else. We did find that gas can there a couple seconds ago, so nice to have, right? Once we find an opportunity to refill our gas cans, now we've got another one to add to the pile. Here we'd already checked all this, but somehow now we've got the vitamin. Never know when you might need to undrowsy yourself. Really, not much. The gas can was nice. A little bit of food was nice, but it's not a particularly loot-worthy house at the end of the day. Now, I kind of was running into a quandary here. You know, it's only 1900, but we already have our tired noodle, and you know, you don't want to go to sleep too early. You wake up at 2-3 a.m. What are you gonna do with that time? You know, you're either wandering around out in the dark with a flashlight, and in this storm with this visibility, sounds like a terrible idea, even with the flashlight. So I didn't want to go to sleep too early, so we do the washing, and we kind of push the tired noodle just a little bit more. I think at this point couldn't remember exactly what had been in the bookcase, and I was thinking, well, maybe if we did need to burn some time. But first aid, electrician 3, cooking 2, just something that we're probably gonna need. The first aid level 1, if you're doing enough, really grind out those first couple levels of first aid, you're doing something wrong. You should not be getting hurt that much. And if zombies are giving you that kind of damage, chances are you're gonna get infected well before. So to me, it just seems like and here's where we'll go ahead and drop the school bag. We'll throw the old trauma bag on and move everything over. So now we got a little bit more space on our person to carry everything, which is nice. And I don't know, it's kind of a cool looking bag, you know, like red and yellow like that. It's kind of neat. I like it, you know. Yeah, absolutely. Choosing what else we need to put in. Doesn't really, I don't, now I look at it like, well, we're in the morning, we're just gonna go to our car and dump all that, so whatever. Anyways, so that was it. Well, that was a successful day 5 right there. So hope you guys enjoyed, and hit up the socials, hit up the Twitch, all that fun stuff. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.